Hi guys, welcome to Latinas Uprising. Today I am talking about 3 things you should consider before you apply to law school or attend a law school. The first one is the most important, and that is how much the school costs, because law school is expensive. Duh. I think everyone knows that, and unfortunately most of us have to take out a lot of loans to get to law school, to even get through undergrad, and we graduate with a lot of student debt. I think this is a problem that law schools, the ABA, should be addressing, but they're not. And so then there's a school of thought that says that you should only go to law school if you are getting a full ride scholarship or if you have some family members that are bankrolling your education. I know that those full ride scholarships aren't as common as we would like. And most of us, statistically speaking, do not have access to family members who are willing to pay for our very expensive degree. So I shun that school of thought, because if only the people who can afford to go to law school now keep going, then the same people are going to continue to attend, and that means the same people are going to stay in power, the status quo will stay the same injustices will occur, and the legal field will not get more diverse, which it desperately needs. So I encourage people to go to law school if that's what they want to do, and just warn people that if you will go to law school, you are interested in going to law school, it is very expensive, you need to save up, and you need to really think strategically about the loans that you can get and the scholarships you can earn. Also, when you're looking at schools, try to make sure that you're going to one that you can reasonably think that you can afford, because that's going to be something that impacts you for a very, very, very long time. The other thing you should consider when attending law school and applying to law school is the location. So when I first started, one of the things that most people said was that you should go to law school wherever it is that you want to practice, so that you can get to know the community and that you can make connections, etc., etc. I don't necessarily think that's true anymore, because we're a very global community, the internet exists, and I think that if you really hustle in your summers and you intern where you want to practice and you make connections and network there, that you can easily find a job post-law school, even if you didn't go to school in that area. But location is important for people of color because of your own mental health, your mental well-being, and comfort. So I'm going to keep it real and say that if you're white, you can attend almost anywhere you want in the United States, and you're going to feel comfortable. The classmates are going to look like you, the professors are going to look like you, administrators are going to look like you, and the community will most likely look like you as well. You will be fine. If you are a student of color, that won't be the case. And you might think, why does that matter? I'll give you an example. When I was a 2L or a 3L, this story went viral. Another woman, a white woman in a different law school, an email leaked where she was talking about how she believed that, scientifically speaking, whites were smarter than all other races. It's not a statistic, it's not something factual, but instead of people just kind of tossing this idea aside and ignoring it or calling it out for the racist drivel that it is, we were having real academic discussions about this, not in just my law school, but in other law schools as well, because it went viral across the nation. And that's crap, okay? But it's really hard to have that type of discussion when you're the only student of color in the classroom, or you're one of the few. And you'll hear these kinds of comments and you think, how can this be? But the reality is that though you go to law school with some people who are very smart, most of them have not been exposed to very diverse groups of people. So it can be very difficult. And you can look at other students of color in law school who have discussed how they have to plead their humanity to their classmates. It can really take a toll on your mental health. And if you don't have professors that look like you, if your community where you're living doesn't look like you, the administrators don't look like you, it's going to be a really hard road. Some people can go and they can succeed and excel in those types of places. Great. Only you know if you can, but that's something that you really need to consider as a person of color when it comes to deciding where you're going to attend. And then the last thing you want to consider is the rank of the school. Now, the rank of the school does not tell you the caliber of student or attorney that's going to come from them. Because I have worked with Ivy League attorneys and Ivy League law students, and they're good. They're okay. If I see someone with an Ivy League degree, I don't automatically assume they're the best and the brightest. It's not the case. What a high-ranked school tells me is that the school has a large endowment, so they're going to have more financial aid available. They have a good reputation, whether it's in that legal community or throughout the country, and they have a strong alumni network base. And those are things that you want to tap into. So you should go to the highest ranked, not because it's going to necessarily make you the best student, but because they're going to have resources that you want to access. However, on the flip side, don't buy the hype of this is a high ranked school, so I have to go here, because the reason the school is ranked, or just the specialty that that school specializes in, might not necessarily be something you're interested in. For example, some really high-ranked schools aren't very good if you want to go there for public interest, or they're not very good if you want to become a trial attorney because they don't have trial litigation. If you want to be an immigration attorney, they might not have immigration clinics or might not even have immigration courses. And so you may benefit from those other resources, but it might not help you become the type of attorney you want to be. So don't believe the hype. Just realize that the higher ranked schools may have some resources that you can actually dip into, but make your decision based on what's actually best for you, not just what's good, an outwardly appearance that I go to school in the East Coast or whatever the case may be. So those are the 3 things you should consider before you apply for law school, especially as a student of color. Please let me know if you have any questions about practicing as a woman of color, about going through law school. Please subscribe to this channel. Check out latinasuprising.com, where we have a lot more information about succeeding in law school and succeeding in your practice. And I will see you next time. Bye.